I'm Jay Dalo from Bismarck E3 Delta. So today, I will discuss the diagram of the auxiliary boiler and the control panel of it, and also the operating instruction on how to fire the boiler, the preparation before, during, and after. So to better understand, first we must identify the graphic symbol in the diagram and the name of all parts that are in the diagram. So this is the graphical symbol. So first we have a valve open, next is valve close, next is a non-returning valve which restrict the backflow of the fluid. Next we have a safety valve. It protects the system from overpressure. Next we have the pressure gauge, so it allows to read the pressure of the fluid inside the boiler. So next is the pressure control. So pressure control maintain the pressure inside the system. So we have also a float switch. So it give a signal para to turn off the pump once reach into a certain set point, which is 45 to 50%. Next is water flow, which is blue in color. Oil flow is brown color. The absence of flow is transparent in color. The steam is color pink. The exhaust gases is color orange. So after naming the graphic symbol, next we will name the parts that are in the diagram and further discuss its operating instruction as we firing up the boiler. So as we naming it in the diagram, so number 1 is a steam boiler. Number 2 is water drum. Number 3 is steam drum. Number 4 is row of water tube. Number 5 is furnace. Number 6 is exhaust gas chamber. Number 7 is a water level gauge. Number 8 is float switch chamber. Number 9 is a feed valve. Number 10 is a scum funnel. Number 11 is bottom blow off funnel. Number 12 is safety valve. Number 13 is main steam valve. Number 14 is air escape valve. And number 15 is manometer and pressure control cut-off valve. Number 16 is fuel nozzle pressure control. Number 17 is float switches chamber blow-off valve. Number 18 is float switches chamber upper valve. Number 19 is blower switch chamber lower valve. Number 20 is a hot well. Number 21 is condensate observation tank. Number 22 is a hot well refilling pump. Number 23 is a boiler water tank. Number 24 is our boiler. Number 25 is a fuel supply valve. The 26 is drain valve. 27 is scum valve. And 28 is blow down valve. So now that we are familiar with the diagram, so we will now start the operating procedure in firing the boiler. So first we must do, or the first thing we must do is before turning on the main switch, we must check first if everything is turned off. So once ma-ensure na naka-turn off na, then it is time to turn on the main switch and check the lamp control if all the lights in the control panel is okay, and if there is light that is not functioning, then check and replace it if necessary. In the alarm confirmation, we must acknowledge the alarm, then rectify it, but ensure that after rectify, press the reset button, since this reset button serve as an interlock. So dili ma-operate back again to a system once dili na to reset. So going into the diagram, as what we can see, there is no water inside the boiler. So we will feed it up with water. So the first thing to do is go to the control panel in the boiler feed control block. And in the feed pump selection, let us say that we use or turn on the pump selection number 1. So after that, we must make sure all the valves that are lined up in the pump number 1 must be open, like the non-return valve. We must open also the air vent, pressure gauge glass valves of both steam and water. After that, we set into manual the feed pump control mode and then start the feed pump. And once start up, we can see the feed water is flowing into the boiler. And once the water inside the boiler reaches into 45 to 50%, that can be seen in the water level gauge, then stop the feed pump of feed water into the boiler so that the steam will have a space for expansion, and to prevent also water priming, that this water priming our water carried out into the steam line, and also to prevent water hammering that may cause damage and also decrease the efficiency of our steam as it heated up later in the operation. But if we let the feed pump control mode to automatic, then once the feed water is supplied into the boiler and reaches to its certain set point, the float switch will rise up to give signal to turn off the pump automatically. Um, now that we have water in the boiler, let us start firing up the burner. So first, turn on the fuel supply valve so that the fuel can enter into the burner. Then go to the control panel. So in the boiler oil firing block, as what we can see in the burner, select the nozzle 1 and set the boiler control mode to manual, and once the boiler control mode is on, the blower will start to suck air into the combustion space for the pre-forging. So this pre-forging is the removal of unwanted or removable gases that may cause flare back and open also the air damper to release effectively those flammable gases. So once there is no traces na of flammable gases, then press the spark manual. If the boiler control mode is set into auto mode, then the igniter would automatically ignite once it is okay to ignite. So once ni-spark na, then the operation of the boiler is now start. But we must first do the what we call the intermittent firing. That is the on or off to the burner in order to warm up the boiler tube to avoid the damage. So when there is a steam created na, then the steam would goes out to the air vent, and it is time to also to close the air vent and stop the intermittent firing and proceed, and or we must proceed na once we stop, then proceed to continuous firing to produce greater firing. Then in order to produce greater firing, then go to the control panel, then change the nozzle into +2. Then the increase of steam is created, and the pressure of the steam inside the boiler can be also read in the pressure gauge. If enough na ang pressure, then gradually open or turn the main steam valve to avoid thermal shock. So gradually lang atong pag-open, and to prevent also water hammering as it goes to the consumer. So it can be seen in the side glass if the combustion is good, since the color of fire is gold, and if smoke is visible, then the combustion is bad. So once the operation is done, let us proceed to stopping the operation. So just press the stop button, then also off the burner and the boiler control mode. So also turn off the feed pump, then also close all necessary valve, then turn off the main switch and close the air damper to prevent moisture to enter inside the boiler.